Mm-mm-mm, mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm, mm-mm-mm. Oh man, everybody want to argue. I almost got hit by a car, so I'm just finna nut up today. I might get canceled. I might get canceled. I don't think so though. I'm not gonna speak it into existence. But I'm finna go a little. I'm just finna tell the truth, and people don't like the truth no more. And I'm starting to become fully aware of that. That people don't really appreciate the truth like they used to do. It sets you free. All right, free from a job, free from your circle of friends, free from your social economic status. It'll set you free. All right. And that's why most people are some lying, some. I'm starting to work on lying. I need to work on my lie game and being a slime ball. Because slime balls and liars, they seeming to be winning now till they get that diddy time. But good morning to all y'all. We finna give them a little taste of this mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. My mama's cooking. Why? Get a little taste of mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Get a little taste of mama's cooking. Why? Get a little taste of mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Get a little taste of mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. There's a new sheriff in town, bitches. Get a little taste of mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Get a little taste of mama's cooking. 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 Fuck you talking about, nigga. My mama's cooking. My mama's cooking. My mama's cooking. Bitch, you can't do it. I'm gonna get a beat to that. Bitch, you can't do it. Bitch, you can't do it. Bitch, you can't do it. I'm gonna slow it down for the Texas nigga. Bitch, you can't do it. Bitch, you can't do it. Bitch, you can't do it. Fuck you talking about, nigga. Get a little taste of mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Get a little taste of mama's cooking. Why? Get a little taste of mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Get a little taste of mama's cooking. See, I didn't know I was going to come up with a phrase that perfectly described these Negroes, these white folks. It ain't even about color when it comes to these groups, all of these groups that's protecting their interests instead of the being right and wrong and good versus evil. It's about the group. So I was spot on when I said, go along, get along gang. Your church that you go to is a go along, get along gang because you know your pastor is sleeping with most of the people in the church. Not all, but most. Your church is a go along, get along gang because your choir director is in a community that's against what the church stand for. Not all, but most mega churches. What else can we point out the hypocrisy in? It done creeped into our laws in our government because if I say that I'm a woman, then I can walk around dang near half naked in front of a child. But as a heterosexual man, it's indecent exposure and I can go to jail and be tagged a sex offender. Oh, is that too much, too fast? Okay, let me play this song for the go along, get along game before I get, canceled right before the show started. Hold on. Go along, get along game. 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 My mama's cooking. Go along, get along game. My mama's cooking. Go along, get along game. Go along, get along. Go along, get along. Go along. Stay with me, class. Get along. Go along, get along. Go along, get along. Go along, get along. Go along, get along. Stay with me, class. Go along, get along. Go along, get along. along, get along, go along, get along, go along, get along, go along, get along. My mama's cooking, go along, get along. My mama's cooking. All the gatekeepers say, go along, get along, go along, get along, go along. Bear with me, class. Get along, go along, get along, go along, get along, go along, get along, game is real. Go along, get along, gang. Say, go along, get along, game is real. Let's go along, get along, gang. Go along, get along, gang. Say, go along, get along, game is real. Go along, get along, gang. Go along, get along, gang. Go along, get along. Go along, get along. Bear with me, class. Go along, get along, gang. Go along, get along. Go along, get along. Go along, get along. Go along. Bear with me, class. Get along. Go along, get along. Go along, get along. Both Brown boys are live this morning. Damn, go watch him right now and just come watch me on the back end. Yeah, I got some things to get off my chest. Because this go along, get along gang is trying to remix my channel as this beef back and forth channel between Gilbert Arenas and Kwame is this hater, and Kwame is this, and no. Kwame is that nigga that's gonna tell the truth, and that's gonna give it to you straight. Kwame is that guy that's gonna give it to you 100% authentic and raw. So I saw something from Gilbert Arenas, and I just had to change the title and add his name in it. And this is not beef. And let me remind y'all what beef is. From a great legend named Biggie Small. What's beef? Beef is when your mom, what did it say? Beef is when you need two gas to go to sleep. Beef is when your mom ain't safe up in the streets. Beef is when I see you, guaranteed to be a I see you one more time. What's beef? And then he says the same thing. So me going over a video of my dear colleague at one time, Mr. Arenas, Angelo Arenas, is not beef. This is me holding on to the real and trying to get rid of the fake. See, Kobe Bryant spoke against the things that Mr. Arenas is talking about. Kobe Bryant stayed true to the game. He was a purist of this game. He really loved this game. It wasn't about money. Money was just a byproduct of how great he was at this game. Some of these guys are just statisticians, and they're just good at scoring so that they can receive money. No wins that you can think of to justify their style of play, their existence, anything other than, oh, you got your individual stats. And believe it or not, anybody can get individual stats. I'm talking about anybody. If you just break it down per quarter and you have an allotted amount of shots, anybody can do what Gilbert Arenas and these guys are doing. Kobe Bryant preached against this style of basketball. Kobe Bryant talked about controlled chaos is what the triangle brought to his style of play. Gilbert Arenas is telling you that a good player is the system. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. This drive and kick ISO 1-4 flat basketball is the dumbest thing I ever heard. You're still talking about Gil? Sir, I hate it for you. Gilbert Arenas is on the internet. Gilbert Arenas give basketball takes on the internet. I'm going to review Gilbert Arenas' basketball take. I know you're going to say it's talking about him, but if it upsets you that I review up under fair use, which is legal to do, if that hurts you so much because you're such a Gilbert Arenas stan, then you might want to go stand and put your nose in the corner, okay? Because we got to protect this game. And what this man is saying is directly against what Coach Bean Bryant, well, not Coach Bean Bryant, but Jelly Bean Bryant, also known as Kobe Bryant, was about. So let's hear what Mr. Arenas said.
system. You can't put me in a system. Every elite player is its own system, but a smart coach creates a system for the rest of the team that compete, that's in the same system as the main player.
Now, this is a guy has not won a championship. This is a guy that hadn't even made it to the finals. That's saying something that makes absolutely no sense. So you're telling me Phil Jackson put in the triangle for Kobe and MJ, but everybody else was running their own thing? The Boston Celtics had their offense geared for one player and Larry Bird, and then everybody else did their own thing? Like, no. This is the dumbest style of basketball that we're talking about. Then the young man is going to contradict himself in the middle of his story. So we have to make sure that we classify this guy as a troll in basketball media as well. He's known as a troll, and he has to be trolling basketball media because he argues that the superstar player is the system. And then he turns back around and contradicts his argument in the same video by saying you got to put in a system for everybody or you'll end up playing like the New York Knicks. Like, this is not real media that you're watching. That's the reason why they control this thing called the algorithm. They don't want you to understand or learn anything about basketball. They want you to fall in love with a character, a troll, a person. That person don't know Jack Judy about basketball. This was the dumbest comment, and this sums up his NBA career. So as much as he'll tell you about his points, in the championship column, his has a 0 in it. Mine has a 0 in it. Mine is, I understand. I just fell short. This guy actually think he could have played this style of play of his and won when there's no evidence of it. There's evidence of triangle systems, team style of play works. This hero basketball, once it gets to the playoff, it does not work. Why you think LeBron James joined every great player in the NBA? Because he couldn't learn how to play the game, both off the ball, on the ball, and being a player that you're not weak at anywhere on the court. Kobe Bryant used to preach, I have no holes. I have no holes in my game. He said, I judge everybody based on the holes in their game. And if you go up to the elite level, you can look at Kobe Bryant, and he was damn near perfect at every level. He was a really good three-point shooter. Mid-range, he was masterful. Open court, he'll punish you. In the post, he'll punish you. You put him at the free throw line with the game on the line, he's going to hit both shots. If there's two or three, you can foul Kobe Bryant, the game on the line, down to you got 3 shots. Kobe Bryant is going to hit all 3 shots, not one time, but every time he's put in that moment. Because he wasn't playing basketball just to get stats. He was playing basketball to not have holes at any part of his game. So when I hear a fellow NBA player say the things that Gilbert Arenas is saying, who teaches a kid that? You got to strip it down to what do you feed a seed in order for it to grow? No one is teaching a young basketball player growing up that, hey, all we need you to do is walk down here and play offense. And we're going to let these other 4 players, because you're better than them offensively, because you're taking all the shots, we're going to let them work like monsters and dogs. And then you just wait to get to the other end and shoot shots. I don't think no coach teaches a kid that coming up. And this is why Kobe Bryant was paying it forward, teaching the game. He was teaching the discipline of the game and what it meant to be a superstar. Being a superstar is you leading the charge. It's not you only playing one end of the court and then saying, go get guys to fill up my holes in my game. Because that's what the superstars of today is saying. Go get other players to fill up the things that I'm not going to do. I'm letting you know right now, I'm just here to score. I'm not going to play defense. Go find me some defensive players. MJ, Kobe, no, none of these guys. You guys forget. There's Clyde Drexler. There's Dominique Wilkins. These are players that were superstars in their own right. These were superstars, but they never said things like the superstars of today. Charles Barkley, superstar, stud, didn't win a championship, straight up stud. Never said something asinine as, I don't got to play defense. It doesn't make any sense, but this is what we're pumping in the media today. So let's go over Mr. Arena's video and let's listen to the contradiction.
Can't put me in a system. Every elite player is its own system, but a smart coach creates a system for the rest of the team that compete, that's in the same system as the main player.
So we got a super chat from Trip93 said, hey, Gil, you made a comment one show about what players are asked to do by their team on the court. I believe it was after.
I want to make sure y'all heard that. He said a smart coach puts in a system, and I think he's talking about Eddie Jordan because that's what Eddie Jordan did for him, and that's why they didn't win anything. He said a smart coach puts in a system for their superstar player and then puts in a system for everybody else. Now, Phil Jackson is one of the greatest coaches that ever coached. He never taught me a triangle that was for me and then taught a triangle that was for Kobe. It was all about pressure release. The system makes it easier for the superstar to score. See, Gil is one of those hot dog flash in the pan, play a couple years, wear yourself out, be a dummy, save your energy on defense type of superstar that will never win. So if you make a player, you just give him the ball and clear it out and have him go against everybody else on the team. And then, yeah, sometimes that player is going to look great because he's going to shoot shots and score at a rapid pace because he's shooting all the shots. But at times, especially in the playoffs, they're going to clamp down on that player and he's going to look like a fool and only get 9 points. So a system is designed to help a superstar be the best that they can be and get the best out of the players around the superstar, because everybody in the league can actually play. But you have to put a system in that you can play towards the strength of each of your players. And yes, some of your players are going to have to take a lesser role, meaning that there's guys in the league that can score a whole lot more than they do, but the system that they put in is geared towards other players getting in a rhythm, because those are the players that's going to help win the game down the stretch. You definitely want your superstars in a rhythm, but you don't want your superstars playing hero basketball. You don't want your superstars playing a numbers game. They have to take 25 shots. They have to score a certain amount of points a season to keep up with MJ. They have to score a certain amount of rebounds to keep up with Kareem. They have to get this accolade. That's the worst type of basketball. Players that look at the stat sheet during the game, they disgust me. You got a game to play. What the fuck are you looking at? I know. I get it. I came right out of high school, but I was coached by a coach in middle school and a coach in high school, but they were disciplined. It was all about the team. The moment you tried to step outside, I could have scored way more than I scored. But the moment you step outside the team, your ass got put in check, because it's supposed to be about the team. Players that's watching the stat sheet, they don't give a fuck about winning. If they win, it gotta be their way. It has to be. See, there's certain players that don't understand that less is more. You can average 18, 20 points, and then the rest of your teammates can average 10, 12, and then you can actually be a team that's a winning program. But there's guys in our league that instead of wanting to be a part of a winning program, oh no, 20 ain't good enough. 18 points ain't good enough for me to score, because I'm trying to be elite like the other guards that I'm watching. I've watched other guards come through these league, and I'm a statistician. So I've watched all of these other guys' stats. So I want to play basketball, but I want to meet these stats. Yeah. Because everyone is talking stats in the media, now once I get drafted, I've seen other players play before me, and I don't give a fuck about winning no more. I want to make sure I play like that so I can get these stats. I want to get these stats. Yes, Scottie Pippen is a prime example of less is more. Austin Reeves is a prime example of less is more. We can actually see Austin Reeves being selfless now. Now that we see Austin without LeBron, we see that Austin Reeves is dumbing his game down for his system. But we have a guy here that, yeah, he was a decent player in the league for 3 years. But here's a guy who's never won a championship speaking about basketball in a way that some people are going to listen to and think this is good. Even though what he's saying is asinine and doesn't make any sense. Now let's watch him contradict himself.
KD's comments about not being asked to be a playmaker like Bron, do you most all-stars have the ability to play make, or is it truly a gift mindset? So do most all-stars have the ability to play make?
Yes. Like, I'm gonna just be honest. Like there's some guys that are just strictly scores, and they don't have the capability of playmaking, right? But for the most part, everyone can play make because everyone played with other talents before, right?
Do you hear this stupid shit? The NBA is supposed to be the best of the best basketball players. This is supposed to be a collective of gentlemen that was the man at one point on their team. They were, they were somebody of some status, whether it be from high school, college, G League. They've represented themselves in a way that they've earned the right to make it to the NBA. That's you being one of the best in the world. And you're telling me now, yes, when you start getting to the best of the best, just like in anything, lawyers, doctors, yeah, everybody's still a lawyer, but there's some lawyers that's like the lawyers that represent all the rappers and get everybody out. And there's some lawyers that just work in the DA office, still a lawyer. But you got to bring the best out of each other. And what Gilbert is talking about, in my opinion, is loser basketball. MJ played in the system. Those back cuts, those things, the nuances of the game is what's important. The nuances of the game is what's important. Are you going to sprint the floor and run wide like they do in Miami? Why do they do that in Miami? Why does the Miami Heat ask that their wings and everybody run outside the trash cans and be able to run outside so that they can open those lanes for people to be able to run and dunk and get threes? It's all about spacing. That's a system for them to do that. Kobe Bryant was trying to protect this game from guys like Gilbert Arenas and LeBron James. Unfortunately, your king is a stat stuffer. That's why he never had the confidence that Kobe had to sit right where he was and win. Kobe is a dog amongst dogs. Okay, I got Shaq. You insulted me by saying that I'm a sidekick and that I need Shaq to win. When I see this dude falling short in practice, I see this dude coming in out of shape. You think this dude that don't work like me, I need that? Okay, get him out of here. I want him out of here. What player would say, get Shaq out of here after they done won three championships? Get him out of here. Go get me some players that I'm going to turn into champions. And they started bringing in a series of players for them to turn into a champion. Players that they give so much credit now that was just decent players in the league. They want to uplift Paul Gasol and Andrew Bynum now. But Andrew Bynum was just a player out of high school that nobody ever predicted that was going to win a championship. Didn't really play. And this is no diss to Andrew Bynum. After the Lakers, I haven't really seen Andrew Bynum touch a basketball court after Kobe Bryant and him departed. So I can't really gauge what Andrew Bynum would have been without Kobe Bryant. We can gauge what Paul Gasol was without Kobe Bryant. He was a guy getting decent numbers. He was a guy who played with Jason Williams of all guards, one of the greatest, most elite passers in the game. One of the greatest elite passers in the game, mind you. A guy that can break down defense and throw the ball and spins and off his elbow and between his legs, and all you got to do is be athletic and run and hit an open shot. But Paul Gasol was not of any winning caliber prior to coming to the Lakers. Was he a decent scoring and a rebounding guy? Sure. There's decent scoring and rebounding guys all over this league. We had David Lee, double-double machine. Not going to win until you go to a system. But you're not going to win with that because a guy like that is just getting numbers. They want to uplift Paul Gasol as if he was this great player when Kevin Love had better numbers than him when he went to Cleveland Cavaliers. Kobe Bryant molded Andrew Bynum, molded Paul Gasol into the champions that they are. And I think even Paul Gasol would say this. He didn't know how to win until Kobe started running through his chest. Y'all saw, it's documented what Kobe did to Paul Gasol, his teammate. And the media is like, oh, what is he doing? That's his teammate. Yeah, but it take iron to sharpen iron, though. And what y'all saw, what some of you weenie dogs saw, was you saw the alpha male, that iron that's trying to sharpen that other iron to be what it needed to be to win those championships that they won. So all credit needs to go to Mr. Kobe Bryant for creating a Lakers championship squad, a up-in-your-face, lead by example leader that will try to kick your ass if you don't work as hard as he do, which nobody can work as hard as he do. He makes sure of it. He's going to work until he throw up blood out of his stomach because he's going to make sure that he make players like Tracy McGrady quit because it gives him a psychological advantage. He knows that when he step on that court, you not going to go where he's going to go with it. This man is willing to throw up his intestines to win a basketball game. How many of you are willing to do that? He's willing to bleed in the summer while these superstars of the day show you step back three-pointers. Kobe Bryant was somewhere throwing up in somebody's trash can so that he can win a championship. Kobe Bryant is somewhere working till he pass out. He ain't putting this shit on camera because it ain't for you to see. When you working like a dog, some of the shit that you got to go through to get to that level, it ain't for you to see. I have to disagree on adding LeBron to that argument. LeBron was asked to do way more than Kobe and MJ had to do from their teams. Salute to you, though, KB. LeBron was asked to do way more. I don't see how. LeBron was put in a place. Most number one draft picks go to a team that ain't worth two pennies or two dead flies smash. And you don't have a bunch of young talent like the Cleveland Cavaliers had, and you're not able to make maneuvers like they were able to do for LeBron his entire career. LeBron James, most number one draft picks, go back and look, they go to a team that's the record is 19 and Bolivian losses with 7 wins, 18 wins. And they have to build their way up. Chicago was nothing when MJ got there. They didn't have a bunch of young talent. They asked him to do what? Score? Every number one draft pick, they're going to ask you to score, except you, Kwame Brown, when MJ come back. Then they're not going to ask you to score. So if that's what you're saying they asked him to do, they're going to ask any number one draft pick that's drafted to score. That's what they're drafting you for. So they're not asking him to do anything else that anybody else was doing. but he had a supporting cast that was pretty good. I don't understand. He was asked to do really nothing but Ricky Davis. Ricky Davis was a monster. You couldn't stop Ricky Davis from going right. Darius Miles. Who could stop Darius Miles in the open court? They act like he was on a team with a bunch of slouches. He wasn't. But that's not the point. The point is these new age superstars are now kitten dolls that like to point the blame on other people. But how come their workouts in the summer don't mirror the workouts that we hear about the champions like Kobe Bryant? How come their workouts in the summer are not like Karl Malone, somebody who almost won a championship but kept running into that guy named MJ, but he was running up hills and doing things like that? How come their summer workouts, all you see is jump shots, Drew League, where they're all just playing NBA style basketball? How come you don't see that grunt work like you used to? Is it because it's so much money in the league now? We're not going to do anything that's going to stress our bodies, and we're only out there just shooting threes any damn way. So we're not going to hurt our careers. So we're not going to work like that. Fuck around with you. Yeah, Cooper Flag. They're giving Cooper Flag a pass. He's the #1 draft pick, and somehow they're giving this white boy a pass for all this trash ass basketball we seeing. Yeah, we seeing flashy moves here and there. Yeah, we seeing the 3-pointers here and there. But where's Stephen A. and the rest of the people asking, what is this #1 draft pick gonna do? What is Cooper Flag? I haven't seen a player from Duke yet. That was what they say he was gonna be. I'm just saying. Shout out to my boy Christian Laettner. He tore up his leg, but I think Duke's system is so good. It's designed to make players look good in the system. And in the NBA, don't run a system based on what Gilbert Arenas is saying. I haven't really seen a Duke player, even Trajan Langdon. He at Duke thought this motherfucker was gonna be all world. He got into the league. He was just, boy, look at him. And I think that's when the league said, you know what? We got to keep these monsters and dogs off of them. Grant Hill was that. You're right. Grant Hill was the exception to that rule. You're right. Grant Hill. That's one. I'll give you Grant Hill. Tatum was as advertised. I don't know. Tatum volume shoot too much for me. I don't know if that's good play as much as volume shooting. He had that year that they won the championship. He kind of looked like Kobe that year. So we'll give you Tatum too. That's 2. Tatum and Grant Hill. There's a laundry list of players from Duke. Boozer superseded what we thought he was. In college, I thought Boozer was just a strong rebounder and all that. Boozer was holding back in college. He came to the league. He was a monster. We talking about the people that they say is all world at Duke. They wasn't saying Boozer was all world. Trajan Langdon, they had this guy. He was everywhere. They had this guy is goddamn gonna be. I thought Trajan Langdon was gonna be Michael Jordan. And Cooper Flag too. They raised up Cooper Flag like he was the white Michael Jordan. There ain't never been a player like Cooper Flag. He the white Mike. He goddamn Larry Bird. And he just looked like he all right. You're right. That's why Kobe got carried. Boy, stop. See, Kobe could do what these other people couldn't do. Kobe hooped. Kobe played ball. Kobe played on both ends. Okay, we got Shaq on the court. I'm gonna press this guy up, and I'm gonna be on him like white on rice because I know I got that monster behind me. Most players would have took a dumb approach to that. They would have said, you know what, I could be lazy because I got Shaq in the background. No, you could be more aggressive. And you could keep your body glued to his body, paused, and then run him into Shaq so that you don't get Shaq a foul, an unnecessary foul. You could press up, make sure you don't get no threes, run him into Shaq. Kwame is a bum. No, I got a big old house. I'm not a bum. But thanks for asking. Well, you made a statement. I wasn't asking. But no, I corrected you. I'm not a bum. I'm actually in my house now.
Guys are just gifted more at this. So if I tell, like, let's say KD, I know you can score 30, but just give me 25 and then give me a little bit more assists, that might hurt you because who he's passing it to ain't as gifted as him, right? So it's something that as a coach, you got to evaluate in real time. Like, you don't think Shea can make plays? You don't think Shea can average 2 more assists? Yes, he'll turn down 6 more shots or 7 more shots to get those 2 assists. So, so some coaches are smart and say, listen, do what you do. Curry, I don't need you trying to go out there and average 10 assists. You know what I mean? Like, do what you do. I seen somebody's post that talked about
what GM would tell Stephen Curry, I don't need you to go out there and average 10 assists? What kind of stupidity is that? Stephen Curry in the flow of a game could get 10 assists easy. But he's such an offensive weapon that you do want. Stephen Curry is like a specialty type of guy. There's been nothing like Steph Curry in the league. Maybe Mahmoud. We can compare Mahmoud to him. He could shoot like that, but he didn't even push the bounds of Steph Curry. Steph Curry can goddamn walk across half court, and that's a high percentage shot for him. He changed the game. We used to pick the guy up at the 3-point line. Steph Curry, if you wait on Steph Curry at the 3-point line, you just as good as dumb. You got to meet Steph Curry at the logo. He changed. He opened up the floor to a whole nother level by being able to shoot from the logo. Like, that's crazy. Who the fuck? I never seen a player that can shoot from the logo consistently. That's like a shot you hit. That's like a shot you bet somebody, hey, I bet you $200 you can't hit this shot. You bet that with Steph Curry, you're going to lose that $200 damn near every time. This guy can shoot high percentage from the circle at the half court line. Like, you can go inside that circle at the half court, and that's a high percentage shot for Steph Curry. I guarantee if he shoot 10 of those, he'd make 6 or maybe even 7. He'd probably make 6 of them. How Kobe carried when he led the NBA in fourth quarter scoring with Shaq on the team. These cats don't know basketball. Man, they know I love LeBron. That's all they know. I love LeBron. And I'll denigrate any black man, say anything out my mouth because I love LeBron. That's what they know.
When James Harden said, I am the system, you can't put you, I am a system. You can't put me in a system. Yes and no. Every superstar.
Now look at the example Gilbert Arenas is saying. He's using a quote from James Harden. Shout out to James Harden, great player, individual scorer, superstar talent, not a winner. Some people are going to call that hate, not a winner. So he's quoting another guy like himself that is a exceptional, talented offensive player that you can get money against, that won't hold the game to a higher standard of playing defense. Don't really think you need to. But not gonna win like that though. So I'm glad Mr. Arenas used the example of another guy that does not win games, that does not win championships, does not even get close. I'm glad he did that.
Every elite player is its own system, right? But a smart coach creates a system for the rest of the team that that's in the same system as the main player. If that makes sense. Like Jordan is an ISO player, right? Kobe is an ISO player. Now, the rest of the team has to be put in a system to move, run, be a part of the team. Now, the rest of it makes sense. Like Jordan is an ISO player, right? Kobe is an ISO player. Now,
man, this guy is 100% wrong. Kobe was a purist. He was a pure basketball player. Kobe had no flaws in his game. He's not an ISO player. He's not. Kobe could do that. If you ISO Kobe, won't nobody be able to stay in front of him. But guess what else you could do with Kobe? You can run Kobe off down picks. You can run Kobe off pick and roll from the left side, from the right side. You can run Kobe off floppy. You can run Kobe off whatever. Any offense you wanted to place Kobe in, whether he had the ball in his hand, off the ball, put him on the pinch post, put him in the post, Kobe is the best player doing it all. He was just a great player, and he made sure he filled up all the holes in his game. When it was time to go one-on-one, absolutely he can do that. But how can you say he's just a one-on-one player when Kobe can come off screens like the best of them? You can run a fade pop to the three-point line for Kobe, and he'll pop it just like Steph Curry. There's any action you want to run on the court, Kobe Bryant could do. So what Gilbert Arenas is saying is absolutely false.
The rest of the team has to be put in a system to move, run, be a part of the team, dive, or at the end of that, Jordan does his ISO. You see how it works still? Like we're creating this movement with everybody else for Jordan to do the ISO at the end. And that's how that.
That's not an ISO at the end. That's called keeping the defense honest. That's called going to your superstar on the back end of the play and not leading with your superstar. Do you know how many backdoor cuts and splits that happens that you got to keep the defense honest in that triangle? You know how many times they throw the ball into the post and you screen that little cross screen for the big and Shaq comes across and shoots that little jumper or that little floating hook or just to get somebody off Shaq's body? Do you know how many actions that's involved in the triangle offense? And it's all about pressure release. And yes, there's some ISOs inside of the triangle because it's called controlled chaos. Of course, you don't want to just ISO basketball all day. That's what you want to do. You want to come down every play and run 1-4 flat. The triangle allows you to get to the ISO, but it allows for that superstar player and every other player to touch the ball and move through the offense and get yourself a shot based on the mistakes that the defense make. See, you don't know how to read a defense. That's why you never won any championships or came close. If you knew how to read the defense, it's all about the pressure release. And when teams go up, when you play elite teams, if you go watch Gilbert Arenas and the Washington Wizards, when they play disciplined teams like Miami, Boston, Utah, teams like that 1-4 flat, Gilbert Arenas is talented enough that he's going to get his numbers, but they're going to make it so hard on him. And there's going to be nights he look absolutely washed against disciplined teams. He's going to look absolutely washed against disciplined teams. But there's going to be times that he score 40, 50. But guess what's going to happen? Everybody else on the team is going to be null and void. And they're going to lose the basketball game. Matter of fact, in the scouting report for the Lakers, we encourage that Gilbert make his first shot so he can turn into that character that he likes to be, hibachi. We want him to cook, because guess what? If he cook, everybody else going to be Asi Frio. And then guess what's going to happen? Down the stretch, when he needs somebody else to score, we put that pressure clamp on his ass. He come off the pick and roll. This time, we're not going to be soft on him. We're going to be super aggressive. And you attack him, and guess what he's going to have to do? He's going to have to get the ball up. Now, guess what's going to have to happen? Somebody who's not in rhythm, who hasn't shot the ball for damn near all quarter, is going to have to make a shot now. It's going to be the guy that Gilbert Arenas don't respect. It's going to be the Kwame Brown. It's going to be the Eton Thomas. It's going to be the Brendan Haywood. They're going to make sure they take the ball out of your hand. That's why sometimes you don't see the superstar hitting the last shot. Sometimes the role player is the hero. Gilbert Arenas don't seem to respect this quote-unquote role player. He want to play hero basketball. He envisioned himself, instead of doing the right thing, he envisioned himself being the hero, falling out of bounds, shooting it over 5 people, winning the game. That's how he see it all the time. Unfortunately for Gil, it don't work that way.
It is. So a great coach puts the system in for the rest of the players, so you have to focus on them. That's all it is. The system has to be built for
This creepy looking guy in glasses is asking me, why you so obsessed with Gil? Girl, I want to know. Mariah Carey to KB. Unfortunately for you, Gilbert is a content creator, and this was done on the internet. And there's laws that protect fair use. And if you can't handle fair use, take it up with our government.
Like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was in the UCLA Cup, right?
Yeah.
That nigga didn't. That wasn't for him. The UCLA cut wasn't for someone like him.
When didn't I give a fuck? But that's
You know what I mean. It's like, all right, y'all move back cut. Come on, keep everybody moving. Hurry up. Give me that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna keep slandering the UCLA cut though.
But I'm saying if the UCLA cut is made for a team, not a star.
Yeah,
but you keep everybody moving in. Defense has to be honest in the system. So everybody needs some type of system, or you look like the Knicks.
So now it keeps the defense honest, exactly what I said. And everybody needs a system so you look like, or you'll look like the Knicks. So which one is it, Gil? Is it a two-party system where it's your own system and their system? Or is it everybody needs a system, Gil? Because you kind of confused me with that. You just clicked on and say everybody needs a system. Which one is it, sir? That's kind of confusing.
Brunson got the ball, do his shimmy, and everybody else is standing around, so he's easier to guard when you want to guard him.
You know,
Brunson is standing around, everybody's standing around. Brunson is doing his shimmy. It's kind of like what you did in 1-4 flat. Isn't this the pot calling the kettle black? That's exactly what you did in 1-4 flat, sir. Isn't that exactly what you did in 1-4 flat? Jesus H. Christ.
Interesting about this Lakers Thunder game?
I don't even see a fucking Lakers Thunder game, Joe. What Lakers Thunder game?
Niggas ain't saying shit about how they don't need Bron now. Oh, we can get rid of Bron. Yeah.
No, I just said I don't see no Laker game.
Wow. So this is a Lakers fan in Josiah happy that the Lakers lost to justify needing LeBron. What kind of fucking obsessed fan is that? I want my team to lose because my best player, the guy I like, is not playing. Wow. These guys are not Laker fans. These guys are LeBron obsessed people, to say the least. This is not a Lakers fan. Nobody root against the Lakers just because a player is out. You guys got a lot to look forward to. You got Luka, you got all these other players that's hooping far past what y'all thought. Bro, you just want to talk about LeBron? Which one is it? Am I talking about Gilbert or am I talking about LeBron? I want y'all to start going to ESPN and Shannon Sharp and all these places and say, bro, you just want to talk about LeBron. When they glazing LeBron, we don't never see y'all get those comments. If I was saying LeBron is the best ever, nigga, you'd be in my chat saying you right. You wouldn't be in here saying that I just want to talk about LeBron. Man, stop it, man. LeBron want to be talked about, and you want him talked about. You just want it in a favorable light. I didn't say anything about LeBron that wasn't true. You won't even come up here and tell me one thing I said that was not true. You just upset that I'm talking about a person that you like. Just say it, bro. I'm right. It's all about who we like. And if I talk about a person that you like, you're upset. You won't come up here and say I'm wrong. You're going to come up here and take away from Ricky Davis. You're going to come up here and take away from the players that he had, Darius Miles, Carlos Boozer. You're going to take away from those guys just to make yourself right, huh? Oh, you're going to forget that they black, right? Because, I'm talking against a black man. But to make LeBron look a certain way, you guys will come right up here and downplay and talk against any black man that's on his team. Who, Mo Williams? Oh, Mo Williams wasn't nothing. He was trash. I'm like, no, Mo Williams was actually a really good point guard. What you talking about? My boy give you what you want. Nah, he was trash. Okay, he was trash. Okay. He black, right? Russell Westbrook is slapping Clutch Sports in the media. Man, shout out to Russell Westbrook, dress wearing ass. Man, look here, man. Even though I don't trust your fashion tips. But boy, look at here. That joker is still the truth on that court. Y'all did all that talking about calling this man Westbrook, Brick, and all this stupidity. And statistically, this is the best point guard that ever played basketball. But they don't want to give him his stat props. But we got to give LeBron his stat props. But y'all going to disrespect this black man and his stats, but you won't disrespect LeBron and his stat. You idol worshiping fools. Now, which one is it? Does the stats rule? Because based on the stats, Westbrook is the best point guard that ever touched the court. I don't care nothing about no 17s in 7 years. That's that media spin because people took note of Westbrook's stats. And now they're starting to bring Westbrook off the bench to try to ruin his stats. But as a starter, I haven't seen any point guard who has better stats than Russell Westbrook, bar none. Name a point guard when Westbrook was starting that had better stats than Russell Westbrook. I'm just asking because you goddamn LeBron James psychopaths, y'all always talk about LeBron's stats. And when we say it don't got nothing to do with stats, and there's reasons why it don't have nothing to do with stats, you guys push this stat thing to the T. And then when I say, okay, then, well, then Russell Westbrook is the greatest point guard that ever lived. Y'all don't want to give him that because he's the best based on stats. He's the best player ever. And then now he's back at it as an older point guard that y'all said was washed. Y'all was just saying Russell need to retire. This guy's in Sacramento looking like he could play about another 5-6 years. I'm just saying. Which one is it? Are we talking about stats? Because if we talking about stats, Westbrook is the best point guard alive. I'm just saying.
I don't know who Thunder playing right now, but whoever Thunder playing need to go back into the lab because Thunder's out here looking good. 85 straight long.
That's just regular season though, right, Chad? I think he was under 20 in one of the playoff games this postseason, if I'm not smoking.
Yeah, regular season. But you know, they it's always they fix the stats on when they make it look good. But neither here nor there. The nigga doing what he doing. Whoop, whoop. Like that shot right there, right? In my era, that shot is not there. I mean, you know, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like look who's shooting that shot. You're a 4-5 man.
We talked about this. We talked about some play.
Why don't you ever talk down on Jordan and Kobe? They both traded you. That would make me a liar. And I ain't no motherfucking liar. We talking basketball, right? I didn't know we were talking trades. If you want me to talk down on them for trading me, then I guess I'll talk down on them for trading me. But I thought that was just business. I didn't think I needed to talk down on them for that. Jordan wasn't even there when I got traded. Jordan got kicked off the team first. So you're wrong about that Jordan comment. That's number one. Number two, Kobe got me traded for sure because I was hurt a lot. And that I look at that as business. So I need to talk down on Kobe because he traded me? That don't even make no sense. Mississippi 5150. Come on, bro. Get out your feelings. That would be me and my feelings about Kobe trading me. Why would I be in my feelings about that? I just got exposed a week ago for being a liar. No, you just believe a liar. Your homeboy went straight to game 2. Why didn't he go to game 1 when he scored 9 points? Your homeboy went to game 2. Tell him go back and show you game 1. That he said I was in the way and I was doing nothing. You just believe the liar. And that's okay. You have every right. You have free will to believe the liar. But I noticed something about you, liar. You're not going against anything I say. You're just mad that I'm saying it. You're not saying I'm wrong. You're just upset. And it's okay for you to be upset. Not a problem. Kobe loved playing with Paul Gasol, though. Oh, yeah. That's why when he came to Charlotte, he told me to knock the shit out of him. He was too soft and he ain't going to win with him yet. That's why he told me that.
Back talk about in the arena. That's why when I'm looking at these crazy high scores, the offense is just so much more phenomenal than the defense now because niggas can stretch the floor at a level that they never could back in the day.
Like, look at that. Like,
Everybody on the court can knock down a three, except for if DeAndre Ayton's in the game right now.
Wait.
No,
Dennis Russell on crutches.
Mm.
Oh, come on, man.
And Gigi, I'm supportive of evolution, but my point is everybody's trying to act like the defense is trash. You know how much more space on the floor you have to be able to cover defensively?
Oh, he rolled his ankle?
Yes, the damn defense is trash, Josiah. What are you talking about? They are dropping and plugging. If you're going to be terrible at the point of attack, then how can you say anybody's playing good defense? OKC got up and pressed Luka a little bit, and look what happened. They got the bejesus beat out of them when they played OKC because they didn't trap Luka, but they didn't drop and plug in a way where he could just come downhill and feel comfortable. They was up at the point of attack, and Luka still scorched them in certain spaces, but that being aggressive on ball is what, it definitely makes a difference. You got the spacing. Hell, when Bronny's on the court, ain't no damn spacing. But it ain't about that. It's about you have rules put in place. How can you not say that this is a softer league when there's rules put in place to stop certain players from being who they are? That don't even make sense.
Yeah, it's just listen, even Harden, he has a mid-range shot, right? And then your 5-man, whatever Chet is, he's sitting at the 3-point line. So when Shea drives, who is actually stepping up to actually help? Because after that, you're in full rotation. That's what I'm saying. Like what Rashad is saying, that makes sense 20 years ago.
Look at what he's crying about. You're in full rotation. Yes, you have to give up something. In a basketball game, you're going to give up something. Yes, these guys are shooting threes better. And that's why we used to game plan for that. If there's a guy out there we're going to use to give up a shot to him. Just like there was a play in the game, the last game that the Lakers played. They were playing New Orleans. And Luka Doncic kind of came off the screen and threw the ball behind his back to the point guard. What's his name? God dang it. I got to stop smoking that swagger. Marcus Smart. He threw the behind the back pass to Marcus Smart. And the guard did a great job. He didn't full rotate to Marcus Smart. He KYP. He knew his personnel. He stunted at Marcus Smart, and he stayed in the corner because he had Austin Reeves. Marcus Smart hit the shot. Cool. We'll live with Marcus Smart taking threes because it's a numbers game. We're going to look at Marcus Smart's numbers, and we're going to say we'll live with him. If he got to beat us, we'll live with that. He got to play all-out defense anyway. So if he can hit shots while he's playing that type of defense, we'd rather come from him than Austin Reeves. So that's what you do when it's time to play defense. Yeah, that's exactly what's happened. We're praising cheaters of the game that stat pad, don't play defense. I hate the NBA. It's not basketball anymore. 100% facts. If you listen to the average superstar, if you listen to Gilbert Arenas, he's explaining the mentality of a loser. I would not want to play with him. Your kids would not want to play with him. Nobody would want to play with a hot dog ass guy that want the ball in his hands all the time and not willing to grind on defense. I wish I could have stayed healthy for the Lakers. You know why? Because Kobe Bryant was the type of leader that'll jump right in that foxhole with you, and he won't abandon you in that goddamn foxhole. He demand excellence, but he'll show you excellence and lead by example. And these superstars of the day should never speak on Kobe Bryant because they don't lead by example. They ain't out there putting that grind in practice. Hell, most of these motherfuckers don't even practice. So the audacity for a guy like Gilbert Arenas or Tracy McGrady, just because he can score points, the audacity of a guy that Kobe made quit, that they can speak on Kobe, I think is highly disrespectful. You can bring up what I was as a player all you want, but that's not going to invalidate that you wasn't shit when it comes to Kobe Bryant and the mentality that he carried about this game. You soft jelly mentality ass niggas should not be speaking on Kobe Bryant at all. Gilbert Arenas was a flash in the pan, hot dog, ball hog. He didn't care about winning. If somebody would have told Kobe, hey, We'll cut your big toe off after your career, but you're gonna win 9 championships during your career. He would have been without a big toe after his career. Me, I would have said, I like my toes. Fuck you talking about, I like my toes. Or I would have said, give me the championships and try to renege at the end. Shit, you had to catch me to get my toe if I would have tried some shit like that. Didn't Kobe clown you? That still don't make what, if you want to say that, that still doesn't, that should validate what I'm saying even more. You know you're making my argument more valid, you dummy. If you're saying Kobe clowned me and I would still speak about him in such high regard, what should that tell you? You are literally making my argument more cemented and more validated. If Kobe Bryant was what you said he was to me, he clowned me and all these things, and I'm still saying he still was this type of character, still was this type of person, you helping my argument. So I thank you with that. Too dumb to even know you're helping me, but thank you.
In my era, because you got 2 to 3 dead shooters, or that's dead spots. So if someone's driving and we double it, it's like rotate to my guy. We're gonna rotate, and then the weakest shooter is always weak side, which I double. So basically, my movement is pass it to, let's say, Tim Duncan. I go down. So basically, they pass it to Tim Duncan. Tony Parker goes through. I go with him, and then I snap back. Double. Everybody pushes over. Ginobili, what's the name? So from there.
No. Gilbert, when I was on Washington Wizards, I would never let nobody tell my snap back and doubling for me. I'm guarding this guy. Ain't no snap back and doubling for me. No. Don't snap back and double. If Shaq down there, don't you dare disrespect me like that. Don't you disrespect my mama's son like that. Don't you snap. This is one man. He might be bigger, sometimes faster, sometimes stronger, but this is one man. And I'm not a weenie dog. You go on about your business. I got this. I remember LeBron Prophet. We was on the bench together, and I told LeBron Prophet thought I was crazy. I said, LeBron Prophet, I don't see much with Tim Duncan. I see them bailing him out a lot. I said, he really ain't all that to me. When he opened up, I would crowd that foot and play the foot fake game and mash him. I said, then he gonna go baseline and try to get that shoulder into you and draw a soft ass foul and throw the ball up. I said, but that's soft. I said, he really not what you think. And LeBron Prophet was like, man, you saying that from over here. You this is that. And then what happens? Somebody get 2 fouls on Tim Duncan, and actually I get put in the game. And I got to back up all that shit I'm saying. Now go ask LeBron Prophet what happened. And that game, I actually played him pretty good. I stepped on that goddamn foot. I was talking shit to him, trying to rile him up. I said some stuff that made him want to swing on me. But that's what you're supposed to do. That's when basketball was basketball. Of course, he gets so many touches. I'm going to get some fouls and whatever else. But from playing him and not being scared and backing off him when he opened up and all that shit, I'm like, he just a regular robotic type of dude. I'm way faster with the feet. And the referees, we can see that they were playing probably, doing some gambling thing back then, because they would blow the whistle on the softest stuff that don't make sense. But go ask LeBron Prophet what happened that game when I guarded him. I remember playing with Golden State. I turned and chicken wing Tim Duncan and dunked on his ass. I always thought he was soft. I'm like, they just gave him too many foul calls. I'm like, I really don't see what everybody see. I think he's a good player. He get a lot of touches, but against me, of course, I can't guard him every game, but I think I guarded him pretty damn good. And you gotta think crazy like that to guard a guy like Tim Duncan, Yao Ming, Kevin Garnett. You gotta come in there thinking they ain't shit. I told LeBron, I said, what you want me to say before I go out there that he the best ever? No, I'm over here talking shit. Man, that man ain't shit. Man, Tim Duncan is garbage. I'm over there a little bit saying it. Kwame highlight reel 10 seconds long. Okay, well, you try to guard Tim Duncan. It's way longer than you think. See, you are one of those fans, and the NBA has tricked you into thinking that basketball is won based on one guy dribbling around and shooting a shot. And basketball is not won that way. Basketball is won in the trenches. Basketball is mano a mano. Who can stop their best player? Who can make it hard? Basketball is won on the loose balls. Who win the loose ball battle? Who win the plus minus in that? Who win the energy and effort game? Who win the backboard, the rebound game? Who win the steals game? You win 3 categories in an NBA game, you won the game. You got to dominate 3 categories: steals, the hustle points, rebound. You better not lose the rebounding game. It's going to be kind of hard to win a basketball game. You can score a whole lot of points all you want to, but it's going to be a whole lot hard for you to win a basketball game without winning the rebounding, the hustle points, the steals, and what else? There's time, possession. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of nuances to the game that ain't just about playing basketball. And did I think Tim Duncan was garbage? No. But that's what I got to say. I can't think this nigga is. Come on, man. You got to psych yourself out. You playing against guys that are elite and that they're going to get touches often. They're going to get touches frequent and often. And if you go out there with the mindset of, oh, man, this is Tim Duncan, you're going to get your ass handed to you. So, no, this Tim Duncan, this a bitch. I'm on the bench. This a hoe. I don't care nothing about no Tim Duncan. I'm telling LeBron Prophet, he garbage. Can't wait to get a hold of him. Psyching myself out. Because playing defense is hard, boy. Plus, you ain't getting the ball either. You ain't getting the ball either. And a guy going to get the ball 20 times, 25 times against you. By yourself. Just you and him. They're going to put him in spaces where it's pick and roll. I made it to where if you go look back at my tape, I played defense so well, they stopped just throwing the ball to guys in the post to me. They said, oh, shit, there's Kwame in town. This motherfucker's so good at post defense. You got to put this motherfucker in pick and roll and try to catch him on the move against our guy so they can try to draw a foul in space like that. That's how they got me off a motherfucker. Kwame only played defense. Well, you got to find a way to stay in the league when you got MJ. See, this is the thing that you don't understand. There's a lot of guards that came to our NBA that all they learned how to do was score. And then they got drafted to a team that had a veteran guard that was already scoring. And good night, Irene. Tim Duncan averaged 20 on me. Now go do an average on what he averaged on other centers. It's Tim Duncan that I'm talking about, guy. I'm not saying he's not going to get his numbers. He averaged 20. But what did Tim Duncan average on all these other centers is the question. If I gave up 20 points to Tim Duncan, and trust me, throughout the course of the game, I'm not on Tim Duncan the whole time. Sometimes I get a foul off of, helping Gilbert Arenas on something stupid on the other end of the court, on the other side of the court, and it's a wasted foul. When I got to the Lakers, Kobe talked about that. He'd be like, yo, if you guarding Tim Duncan, you guarding Shaq or somebody like that, when one of these little guards are trying to get a foul on you, just let them go because you can't waste your fouls. We need you to guard these big motherfuckers. You're the only person that can guard these people. So with Gilbert Arenas, I had to waste a lot of fouls because on ball, I don't get a lot of fouls with people. I know how to move my feet pretty good. And I know how to position myself pretty good. Not to say that Tim Duncan is not going to score on me. It's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that that's the mindset you got to have when you playing against somebody that great. I'm not taking away from Tim Duncan's greatness. I'm saying you got to psych yourself out before you play anybody with that much talent. I didn't think he was, in my opinion, what everybody else thought, because that's how I got to psych myself out. And everybody should do that. Otherwise, you're going to get your ass handed to you. Who was the hardest to guard? One year it was Elton Brand, because Elton Brand would go outside of the paint and rush back in. He would score from every different position. He would score from pick and pop. He would score from the post. He would score offensive rebounders. It was a grind out, brutal game playing against Elton Brand for like a 3-4 year stretch. And then Zach Randolph. Zach Randolph is an underrated offensive specimen. Plus, he don't get credit for the energy and effort that he go after offensive rebounds with. Zach Randolph is going to try to smash you on the other end to get offensive rebound. And he don't really jump that high, but he keeps a low center of gravity, and he gonna knock the living shit out you down low in a way where it's subtle but effective. And next thing you know, he got that offensive rebound in that left hand, and it's a bucket. So Zebo is one of the most underrated power forwards that I think he don't get enough credit for. Zebo plays so well, they move Rasheed Wallace. Zebo is a dog. And that was one of my toughest covers because Zebo had everything in this game. Pick and pop, post up, catch you in space, quick, crafty, around the rim. He was damn near unstoppable. So, yeah, Zebo was tough.
They bump over. I go from.
Oh, and that son bitch Al Harrington. Al Harrington, skinny Al Harrington, easier to guard. Al Harrington picked up goddamn some, I don't know, he ate grits or some shit, but he picked up lower body weight, all due respect, lower body weight. And you couldn't get around him. That motherfucker get low and get wide, and he mashed you up under the rim once he got a little heavier. And I think he started understanding that and started playing heavier and could still move like a guard. And man, Al Harrington started giving guys the business. He was a tough guard. He said, "Stuttering John trash you on a 3-hour stream." Comment, Stuttering John. Who the hell is Stuttering John? I don't care what no Stuttering John say. I know more about basketball in my pinky toe than Stuttering John.
Here, and I just go straight to the corner guy. If we know he's a non-shooter, slow rotate so he don't drive by me. Other than that, my movement is double and then go that way. But now that guy is now the best shooter. That's Klay Thompson sometimes sitting in that corner. And they don't even make it there no more because the nigga, this first nigga that is shooting the ball too. 3-1-3 Sheed. This freshman.
Oh, Sheed was definitely a tough guard. But see, sometimes Sheed'll just chill. And Sheed ain't physical. He'll just shoot your lights out or turn over your shoulder. So he'll just whip you with just finesse. But if you didn't piss Sheed off, if you just chill, sometimes Sheed might be high that weekend. And he'll just chill. He'll just shoot when he open. But Chauncey knew how to piss him off and cuss him out and get him in that post. Once he got in that post or you said something to piss Sheed off, then good night, Irene. It's over with. Sheed turned into a Philly boy then. Turned into he need to be pissed off. Sheed is a nice guy. But when you piss him off, it's over with. Kevin Love would knock the black off Kwame Brown.
Class, this is on another level, God damn it. This freshman guy, y'all see Mikhail Jr. last night? I had to text him, God damn, boy, slow down.
Girl, you going to the Arizona UCLA game Friday?
Is that Friday?
It is Friday at the Intuit Dome. Oh, we got a playback though. We might have a game to get to. We got to.
Yeah, I got to use the matchstick on this Lakers game to show y'all the cheat code, but I done ran my mouth on this so long. So I got to run to this store because I got to leave. So I got to get this stuff available, and then I'll come back and I'll do another live and do the Luka Lakers cheat code. I'll redo the first part of this live because this took so long right here. Start ad-libbing with the chat. But yeah, man, we're going to come back. And we're going to do that Luka Laker cheat code live. But yeah, I couldn't let this stand because Kobe Bryant spoke against this loser mentality basketball that they're putting out in the league. This is not the product that Dr. J, Clyde Drexler, and all these two-way players left. This is not, that's why they don't respect today's NBA players. They're spoiled, pampered kids that's just about money. And that's what it seems like. That's why Kobe traded you? No, that's why Kobe traded me. I tore up my ankle and my shoulder. That's business. You tear up something, you got to go. I would have done the same thing to Kobe if I was Kobe. If I'm trying to win the championship, it's all about purpose. If I'm trying to win a championship and this horse come up lame, we got to get a new horse. and that's the way it goes. But Luka is offensively a cheat code, and I'm gonna show you some of the things that make Luka so dangerous. Even in trapping the pick and roll, I was shocked at how Luka was able to pass out of the pick and roll. That is key. I would have loved to see Phil Jackson coach Luka, to be honest with you. Phil would make the game so much easier on Luka. And even JJ Redick did a play. I'll give JJ Redick some credit. For the first time, I seen Luka come off a down pick. He played off the ball. He got into the guy's body. He came off 2 picks and he shot a 3. Luka is deadly like that. If he started doing stuff like that, remember Rasha Nesterovic? If he started doing stuff like that, Luka would be damn near unstoppable, which he already is. Off the ball, being able to catch and shoot like that quick, you can't guard that. So I'm impressed by the new wrinkles in Luka's offense, but I would have loved to seen Luka play up under Phil Jackson triangle system because Luka is a tall guard, and that's what Phil preached about tall guards. Luka can pass through those double teams because he's a gifted passer, but also because he's tall. Luka is doing things making passes I've never seen a point guard make, other than Jason Kidd and a few other specialty point guards. But Luka is throwing lobs from a 2-handed position, and it's zipping, and it's going right on the money. Luka is throwing behind the back passes for 3s and turning around and looping passes. It's crazy. So I'm impressed by what I see on Luka. He knows when to take over and try to take over the game, but he's learning that he needs to get his guys involved just a little bit more. Keep them involved just a little bit more down the stretch. That's the only thing that I see. Keep your role players involved more. And then down the stretch, take over. Fourth quarter time, into the third, it turned into MJ time. But a lot of these superstars, they be pressing up way too early. Take over the game late. Make sure your role players and your monsters and your dogs are happy. And then you have a healthy, happy team. But we'll talk about that later. I'll be back. Salute to you guys. We'll do that other breakdown in a minute. I'm up out of this thing. I'm gone.